Hi everyone, I hope you're all keeping well and welcome. My name is Lisa. So we have just had Pluto move into Aquarius a couple of days ago. So some of you may have felt, a little bit of an energy shift, maybe not. But this video is mainly to concentrate on the energy that we're going to be experiencing this year. Because it's a 20-year cycle, Pluto in Aquarius, and we don't want to sort of go into think about the whole 20 years. We want to concentrate on now. How can we harness the energy to start this cycle as smoothly as possible now? So I'm going to be going through every sign, and I'm going to be bringing in how we can use this energy with currently the North Node in Aries as well, and how that's going to influence how we're moving forward. And also just thinking about Jupiter moving into Gemini in the summer months as well, and just how this is all going to be working together. So I'm going to be giving some sort of hints and tips as well, how you can harness this energy and just work through it more smoothly. Because the thing is, we can harness the sort of the darker, lower vibration of the transit, or the more lighter, higher vibration. And if we know what we're working with, it means that we can use it to our advantage. So I'm going to be going through every sign. If you do want a bit more information on how Pluto is moving into Aquarius, how this sort of affects us generally, there is another video I've done, Pluto in Aquarius, Love Will Set You Free, so you can check that out, and that just gives a bit more of an overview of what you can expect. But otherwise, I'm just going to jump straight into the signs. And so now for my lovely Pisces sun, moon and rising. So Pluto has just entered our 12th house. So I'm a Pisces rising, so I would say I'm actually really looking forward to having Pluto in the 12th house. The 11th house, I feel like, was a lot of restructuring, because the 11th house is all about our dreams and our goals, our long-term plans. And in order to know what it is that we truly, really want and what we align with, there needs to be a destruction of the old if the old wasn't working. And what I stepped into, back in 2008, when Pluto went into Capricorn, my hopes and dreams and how I saw my future was very different to how I see it now. And by the end of that, and so there was a lot of things that fell away and new things that came in, and some very, very challenging and difficult times as well, that really I had to work through in order to become aligned with what was truly going to fulfill me. So I'm hoping for you, Pisces, that there's been those shifts and changes already happening. So now Pluto going into the 12th, which is the unconscious and our fears, the things we don't necessarily know about ourselves, will just feel that bit easier if we've already started on that healing work, if we already feel aligned of where we want to go. And even if you don't, it's just about knowing that you're open to allow that healing to come in. This is a very healing house. It can be very healing and very soothing if we allow it. But if we have resistance, that's when things will become challenging and difficult, because Pluto works for us. He wants us to heal. He wants us to be the best that we can and to be inspired and empowered in our own life. And this is the house that connects us to spirit. It's the end of the cycle. It's the house of almost coming back home before we're rebirthed into the new. And so it's kind of a bit like now we should be sitting back and relaxing a bit more and feeling a bit more content and a bit more connected. And if we're not, then it's going to cause all sorts of anxieties. And so this can be the house of dreams as well. Dreams and so you may find that you have a lot more dreams. And Pluto rules our 9th house, which is divine wisdom as well. And so this can be a time you get some really intense and quite profound downloads. And if you are someone who has any, abilities, like any sort of psychic abilities, then this could really accelerate that. And if you're not, then, and you're open to that, this could be a time that you start becoming a lot more intuitive, and developing those kind of senses as well. So, but what I want to focus on is how we can use Pluto energy for this year. So this year we have the North Node in our second house. Okay, so the second house is all about self-made money, our income, our self-value, how we value ourselves as well. And so this is really been restructuring us with Saturn in our first house as well, which is kind of like really making us take control, take responsibility for where we're at, what we're doing, and really all the things that we've been preparing for, now putting them into practice. And this has been happening over the year, and you may have felt that there's been a lot of more responsibility on your shoulders this last year, and that's what Saturn does. And so he's trying, with now the North Node in Aries, this is bringing us some more drive and motivation and direction in where we're heading in terms of our finances and our money and how we value ourselves, how we're earning our money as well. And so this is a time to really focus on that and bring that in. And that if there's been situations where we've had to rely on others, or we've been connected to others in a way that we've had to allow to let go, this is a time that can happen. This is a time that we can really come into our own, but you have to allow whatever needs to go, whatever no longer serves us to go, because that does play into the 12th house as well, with Pluto there, of our unconscious fears of where we may be holding on to things we're not realizing that need healing. So if anything triggers you at this time, really look at that. This is a great time as well to have things like hypnotherapy, or do some really deep healing work as well, meditation and Reiki and all those kind of things. Bring them into your healing, because they will work wonderfully with you at this time with Pluto in the 12th. Go to spas, binaural beats as well, and things like that. Sound bowls as well, really great. Taking that time to rest as well, valuing yourself, because your self-worth, materially, externally, the outside world is going to reflect how you feel about yourself internally as well. And so we also do have Jupiter going into our 4th house. That will be summertime. I think it's end of May, and will be there for a year till 2025 in the summer. And so this will bring in some abundance in the home. Wherever Jupiter is, it brings abundance, expansion. So we can start, maybe this is a time where we'll have more family coming into the home. Maybe we'll be spending more time at home and really enjoying it. Expanding it somehow, or moving to a bigger place. So this will be a really good time as well, thinking about what we want to create for ourselves, what we need to let go of to bring in the new, how we're earning our money, creating the stability for ourselves, to empower ourselves so that we can start to create this home that we really want and move forward. So this is a great healing time and great time to really step into your independence, Pisces. So let's do it. Now, I have an affirmation for every sign, which you can carry with you. You can speak it out or read it or do what you want with it. But the affirmation that I have for us Pisces for this year is stepping out of my comfort zone attracts abundance and self-growth. So, stepping out of my comfort zone attracts abundance and self-growth. Time to get out there, time to do what you need to do, Pisces. You know, live your dreams, go for your goals, and just know that anything is possible. And good luck with that, and I wish you all the best.